Let's start at the very beginning. Poker is played with a deck of cards. A deck consists of 52 cards, 13 cards in each of 4 different suits. Those suits, spades, hearts, diamonds, and clubs. And in poker, no suit has preference over any other suit. They're all equal. The first thing you need to understand about poker is what beats what. This is what we call rank of hands. Now, if we played a game that was just one card poker, the highest card would win. And in poker, the king does not rule the kingdom. An ace is the high card. It goes ace, king, queen, jack, 10, followed through the rest of the numbers. But in poker, when we talk about rank of hands, we talk about 5-card poker hands. And in poker, the best 5-card hand is what wins the pot. So let's start with the very best hand that you can make in poker. That's called the royal flush. It's when you have an ace, king, queen, jack, 10, all in the same suit. There's only 4 possible royal flushes that you can have. But that's what you're looking for if you play poker. The next highest hand is what we call a straight flush. A straight flush is any 5 cards in sequence of the same suit. For example, if you had 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of spades, you would have a 10 high straight flush. If 2 or more players have a straight flush in the same hand, whoever has the highest card in their hand will be awarded the pot. So the highest hand is determined by who has the highest card in their particular hand. The next highest ranking hand is 4 of a kind. And that's exactly what it means. If you have 4 of the same number, you have 4 of a kind. For example, if you had 4 8s in your hand, you would have 4 8s. Those are also known as quads in poker. The next highest ranked hand is what we call a full house. A full house is where you have 3 of one number and 2 of another number. For example, you might have 3 jacks in your hand with 2 9s in your hand. That would be called jacks full of 9s. Now, when 2 or more people have a full house in the same hand, whoever has the highest set of 3 of a kind in their hand would be awarded the pot. For example, if you had 3 deuces and 2 aces, and someone else had 3 3s and 2 4s, the guy with the 3 3s and 2 4s would be awarded the pot because his 3 of a kind is larger than yours. The next highest hand is what we call a flush. A flush means that you will have all 5 cards in the same suit that are not in sequence, because if they were in sequence, it would be a straight flush. Now, if 2 or more people have a flush in the same hand, again, whoever has the highest card in their hand would be awarded the pot. If 2 or more people have the same high card for their flush, then you would go down to the second highest card in their hands, and that person would be awarded the pot. For example, if one person had an ace, king, 2, 3, 4 of diamonds, for example, and another person had the ace, queen, jack, 10, 9 of spades, the person who has the ace, king flush would be awarded the pot because his second card is higher. And if they have the same second highest card, you go down to the third highest card, the fourth highest card, and then the last card to break the tie. The next highest ranked hand in poker is the straight. A straight is where you have any 5 numbered cards in sequence, and again, that are not of the same suit. If 2 or more people have a straight in their hand, whoever has the highest card in their hand would be awarded the pot. Now, one thing you got to make note of about straights in poker. The highest straight is the ace-high straight. That's the ace, king, queen, jack, 10. Also known as Broadway in poker. When you have an ace high straight, they'll say you have Broadway. The lowest rank straight is when you have ace, deuce, 3, 4, 5. That's called a wheel. Now notice that you can use an ace for both the highest straight and the lowest straight. What you cannot do is go around the corner. In other words, if you had this hand, queen, king, ace, deuce, 3, that is not considered a straight. An ace can only be used in an ace high straight and a 5 high straight. The next highest ranked hand in poker is 3 of a kind. 3 of a kind means just that. You have 3 of the same number in your hand, and the other 2 cards don't match each other. These are called trips also in poker. That's poker terminology, which we'll get to in a little bit. Now, if 2 or more players have 3 of a kind in the same hand, whoever has the highest 3 of a kind will be awarded the pot. The next highest hand in poker is 2 pair. Now, 2 pair means just what it says. Out of your 5 cards, you have 2 pairs in your hand. For example, you might have a pair of kings in your hand and a pair of 10s in your hand with a 5th card, say it's a 9. So you would have kings and 10s. That would be your hand. Now, if 2 or more players have 2 pair, whoever has the highest pair in their hand will be awarded the pot. For example, if you have a pair of kings and a pair of deuces in your hand, and your opponent has a pair of queens and a pair of jacks in his hand, you will win the pot because you have the higher pair. If your opponent has the same high pair as you, then whoever has the second highest pair would be awarded the pot. For example, if you had kings and queens and your opponent had kings and 10s, you would win the pot because your second pair was higher than his. Now let's assume that you both have the same 2 pair. Let's assume you both have 2 kings and 2 10s. Now you go to the 5th card to break the tie. This is what we call a kicker in poker. It's the odd card that determines who wins the pot. And whoever has the higher odd card will be awarded the pot. So look at these 2 examples. You have kings and 10s with an ace kicker, and then you're going to have kings and 10s with a 9 kicker. The ace kicker would be the one that determined the winner of this pot. The next highest ranked hand is 1 pair. 1 pair means just what it says. Out of your 5 cards, you have 1 pair. Say you have a pair of jacks, and your other 3 cards happen to be a 10, a 9, and a 7. Your poker hand is a pair of jacks. If more than 1 player in the pot has 1 pair, whoever has the higher ranking pair will win the pot. Now, if you both have the same pair, now you go down to see who has the next highest card in their hand, and then they will be awarded the pot. For example, we both have a pair of jacks, but you happen to have an ace, a 10, and an 8 with your pair of jacks. Your opponent has 2 jacks with a 10, 9, 8. Now you would win the pot because your ace would be higher than his 10. If you both have the same next highest card, then you would go down to whoever had the second highest card and the third highest card. If you and your opponent have the same 5 cards that you're playing, you would tie the pot. You would then split whatever money was in the pot. Finally, in the rank of hands, we have what we call the high card. If nobody has a pair, the highest card will be awarded the pot. Now, if you both have the same high card, again, you drop down to the second highest card in your hand to determine who wins the pot. And if you have the same top 2 cards, you go to the 3rd card, the 4th card, and all the way down to the 5th card if necessary. It's vital that you understand what beats what in poker. You must know the value of hands and the rank of hands. If you want to study those, go to our bonus feature section and click Rank of Hands.